Hello and welcome to the 5th part of the Oracle of Seasons Any% Speedrun tutorial. Last time we closed off right before Dungeon 3. This dungeon, Poison Moth's Lair, is where the difficulty starts spiking up a bit. Time saves by optimization and tricks become harder, but they are also more rewarding. There are some bigger time saves to get. So let's get started. First off, you want to equip your shovel and swords, because you get to encounter these spiky heads, or spike beetles I guess they are called. And you can shovel them to flip them instead of having to use the shield. So also, because of that long journey towards Dungeon 3, and those spiky heads as well, you can take quite a bit of damage in this case. There are a lot of hearts hidden around here in these tree pots. They are fixed spawns, so remember them if you need to. There's also a heart in one of those 4 pots over here, the third one. So there are a lot of hearts so you can get all your health back. And it can be really helpful to do that because there are quite a few enemies that can deal 1 heart of damage. This is also another floor master room. And there is a really nice hands manip that I want to show you. Let me make a save state. So yeah, once you enter here, normally you go through this room and these hands spawn everywhere and they come in your way. So either you grab your sword and just decide to kill them. So you can just push this pot in peace towards that button over there. But there's also a way you can do some hands manip in order to make them spawn out of your way by moving specifically and facing the right directions. So I was a little bit too late there. But yeah, this one you spawn down, this one to the down left, get in this corner. This one you want to spawn. Why am I late? I'm talking too much I guess. Down left, get in this corner. Oh, it's too late. This one should go up. And that one up right. There we go. This one goes up right. This one goes right. This one you can spawn up there if you want to. And then you're finished. And that's hands manip. So the first one you can either spawn down or up. That doesn't really matter. It depends on what button you hold when you are pushing. When you are lifting this pot up. Normally I like to press down pretty. But if you're a little bit late, you can spawn up. That doesn't change much. Then the second one, you want to hug this block and go down left there in order to spawn him over there. The third one, you want to spawn out of the way over there. And this one, you want to spawn off. Sometimes he just spawns in a weird location. It can be really tricky sometimes. So this one goes down left, in the corner. This one has to go up. Especially these 3 at the end can be sometimes tricky. Sometimes I like to do it over like that. It's a little bit faster instead of spawning him up here, the last one. But yeah, this can be a really tricky trick to start with, so it requires a lot of practice and knowing the patterns that you need to do. And if you fail, you can always grab the sword and get them out of your way and finish up. Generally you still won't have to kill every one of them. And you can just continue on. So one more time. Especially on these ones you want to push the pot a little bit before turning. And that's the optimal way to do this. So continuing on, we come to this roller room. We want to make sure to equip and to keep the bracelet equipped from the last room. You can do a nice little trick here. Sometimes if you push the roller in time, let me bring it back. Like that, you can trigger that pit already. Can be a bit risky, but that doesn't matter. You can use that pit in order to get back to the entrance of the room pretty fast. Even if you don't break it the first time, you can just stand on top of it and wait for it to break. Going back, watch out for these mimics. Mimic your movements, so you want to avoid them. Push those blocks, and then we have a little puzzle here. Pretty simple, just remember the pattern. First the uneven ones, then you can push these to the side and push them all in. So now we have a long section, and at the end of the section where your seed is gonna run out, there are these hard hats. So generally you want to wait a little bit before using your seed, so you have enough seed to go through that hard hat room. Moldorms can be in your way, just tank the damage. Watch out for the mimics. And this is the room. You have a little... Normally, this time I got really lucky actually, let me kill those. Luckily they spawned both on that side, that's really rare. Most of the time they are over on this side or right in your face, so you'd have to swap out to the sword anyway. And this is another mimic room. They still mimic your movement, you can hog the walls, but you can also just keep slashing your sword and they still mimic your movement. I forgot to make a save state. Oh well. Let me actually load. I don't have a save state for that actually. Never mind. You want to make sure to keep standing in this doorway, holding up, and make sure you kill them all. And the ones that are left will stick in this corner, so you can just move up and kill them all. Should be pretty simple. Then you go back. You either fall in this hole or go in the stairs. And on this fade in animation you can equip the feather. The feather is pretty interesting, it lets you jump. Notice that these stairs slow you down, you can jump over them in order to not lose your speed. Jump mechanics can be really tricky sometimes, because once you jump forward it takes a while in order for you to turn. It becomes more dominant later in the game. But it can be useful to note that after you jump, you have a little bit of a buffer before you can actually turn around. So once you come down the stairs, you use a seed, jump over here. If you're low on health, this spot is still there. And you go over to this platform. Here comes a pretty tricky underground section. There are these head swamps, and in the next room there are a few keys. You can use a seed here in order to get a tricky jump. Sometimes Link just jumps vertically instead of horizontally there. So it's worth trying to go for it. If you don't have a seed, you can just jump on him and wait. I should make a save state. There we go. So you jump on this swamp, whether or not you want to use a seed, you use a seed. Sometimes you can be a little bit late on that jump on the second swamp. If you are late, that means you will have to be careful, because I'm gonna demonstrate. If you are too late, you are most likely gonna fall to the right. Oh, my seed running. You can get stuck here, and you don't want to get stuck here. So you have to really pay attention to your jump here. And if you miss it, you have to hold left in order to stay on the swamp, so you can continue. Especially in this room, your seed is useful, so you can skip a cycle, half a cycle. Now we have this trampoline. It has to go to... Oh, oops. I missed the jump. That almost never happens. Oh well. You can jump over this corner in order to avoid walking around. You want to push this trampoline on the marked spot. And jump. In order to get to this key, make sure to jump. You can jump over the stairs. That's all. It's gonna hit you anyway. So it's not worth trying to avoid it. So also on the way back. The way back is pretty interesting. Because you can make this early cycle Especially without an inventory menu or a map menu in between, it's really tight, the timing for it. But you can make it easier, especially if you equip the sword, for example, in the keys room. You can go in and use this inventory to change back to the seats. And because the platforms don't move, you get way more space to work with. You can also open the map menu if you have your equip, but you are just not feeling secure about that jump. You can make that jump as I showed if you fail it. And when your seat run out, that's really annoying. So if you need to map and go through, then you have this swamp. Sometimes that happens. Really annoying. Let me see, is this? No, why? But anyway, you go through. Sometimes you get wrecked by these keys, so that's why having your sword out during your first trip through can be really helpful to get rid of all those keys. Then you also have this swamp. You can do a jump off that. Sometimes he jumps vertically, sometimes he just doesn't jump at all. Even so, just holding left, you can get through, as I did the first time, by going underneath this swamp. If you have enough health, he will always hit you, so that's something you can't avoid. If you're really careful, you can actually make sure, if you miss that jump, you can again land on this swamp by holding right after you jump. Wow, he just threw me off. The bastard. So yeah, that's a pretty hard room, especially starting out. And I ran out of seats because of that, because I wasted them a lot. But normally you want to have about two seats left after this. So again, here you can do several equips. You can either grab the bracelet again and do another hands manip, the same way as the first time. I'm not gonna go into that. Or you can just use the feather and sword in this case, and you can just push the pot out of your way. Gonna save and equip, so you don't have to unequip. So you don't have to equip the feather back after this. Make sure you don't get grabbed. Getting grabbed, especially in this one, is way worse because you come back at the entrance and the spiked beetles are respawned. So make sure you don't get grabbed. Watch out for these mimics, they deal 1 heart of damage, like that. Let me just walk back. So you can see if you die somewhere along that path, these spiked beetles are back. Ouch. So you have to kill them again. It's really annoying that I don't have seats anymore, because I used a lot. But yeah. Especially those 2 seats at the end are really helpful. There's this long section of walking towards the boss that you can use them on. So again, showing this without using the bracelet. 3 slashes and they are gone. You can always do mini hand manips if you are skilled enough. Make sure they are not in your way. This is where you need a feather for, so you can jump over this button and then you switch out the feather for the bracelet. These pots have hearts. You need them. Grab them. Here we have the Miniboss, the octopi. You can grab them out. Yeah, they require 4 slashes. And if you miss one like that, you can sometimes be fast enough to charge a spin slash, because your spin slashes do double damage as before. They will remain their health, so if you grab them again, you only need 1 hit more. Like if you miss them, you could spin slash them. Sometimes you get lucky and he takes a long walk, you can get multiple hits in on that. Should have made a save state. Let me know the save state actually. Will fix my seat count also. Over here. To get in, you want to make sure you grab the first one that spawns. Wow, I actually messed it up really bad. I just want to show a perfect Omuai fight, the Miniboss fight. There we go. Make sure you have the sword out. If you miss it, doesn't matter. Grab your spin and sword out. That's what you want to do. You want to kill them all in one cycle each. If you need the fairy, you can grab it, of course. You can always try to grab the last one and throw it near where the stair spawns, so you can grab the fairy and go on as fast as possible, I guess. Once you get out, you want to equip your seeds and feather. Now I have my 2 seeds back, so I can show you how well these seeds work here. Jump over those stairs, they slow you down. You don't have to press jump here, you can just walk over them. Jump over the stairs. And you want to push the 4th block down, from the top from here. This one doesn't move, this one does move, but it doesn't help you at all. I believe these 2 don't move either. Then you have the boss key. So after that you save and quit. Go back to the start, and you have this warp portal, really convenient. Go back up, and you can use your last seed here. Make sure to jump over the stairs. I always like to do a little jump here in order to line up for the stairs nicely. These p-heads can be in your way sometimes. So here we have the boss. Let me make a save state before I forget. For the boss you want to have the sword and the feather. So this boss is a Mothula. You may know him from Link to the Past. It's a little bit different. You can spawn these little moths that drop hearts if you are a little bit low. He requires 13 hits. And then when he's done, he's done. So, about this boss fight. Actually make a save state like this. You can jump in, grab a sword already and start it as fast as possible. So you can get at least 4 hits in. And if you are lucky, he goes around the left side, and I'm not lucky, he goes around the right side. If he goes around circling to the left, you can actually keep slashing him around when he's starting his spin. I don't know if I can change the RNG from this point on. There we go. Like that. Really, you can stand up top, which is pretty easy, I guess. Or you can stand in one of these circles and hit him when he's passing by in the corners with your spin slashes. Actually, I'm pretty bad at this, so I never really do that, because it's pretty tight. So you come in. In this case, I'm gonna go over here if you prefer that, because now I know he goes this way. I like to stand on the top and just tank a hit and jump over the fireballs. So you want to kill him before he gets in his second attack in, because that can be the fireballs that you saw the first time. Go up here, make sure to jump over the fireball. Sometimes he just doesn't like to circle around. And this time I got lucky and didn't get fireballs, I get moths again. So all in all, it's a pretty easy fight if you know what you're doing. But if you don't know what you're doing, it's a tough fight, because if you fall down, let's say I do a few hits of damage, and I come over here, but I'm a bit too slow, and I don't get hit by the fireballs. Wow. But let's say I get knocked back and into the pit. Means you have to jump back, but that also resets his health. So you have to start up from the start over again. So it's really important that you want to get those hits in at the start. They really help you. so he doesn't get that attack off. For some reason he actually didn't hit me twice out of 2 times. That's really interesting. So yeah, grab the heart container and move on. You can do an equip here if you have a seed left over. You can equip that seed here with your sword, I suppose. That's the fastest. Otherwise you just want to keep your feather and sword. Again, you have these stairs leading up to every essence in the game. You can jump over them, save a few frames. That's it. That's Dungeon 3, a really tough dungeon, especially starting out. You should really consider which tricks you want to do and which tricks you want to save for later. So yeah, that's it for this part. Make sure to tune in for the other part, and have a nice day. If not,